Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you my favorite art supplies and also this speed paint on one of my recent pieces, Caila. I really hope you guys will enjoy this video and let's hop into it. Okay, so first off I'm just going to show you the items that I do line work with, do my highlights and also paint with the most. These are like my go-to supplies. I always use them for every piece I do. So this here is just a simple jelly roll pen. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I think it was like $3 for 3 in a pack. They're pretty good. I use the Sigma and I think I like these more. They're just, you have to work very lightly with it. And then this here is my favorite pencil to use ever. It's the Graph Gear 500 pencil. It's 0.3 lead, which makes it very easy to like draw small spaces instead of wide strokes, so that's why I love to sketch with that one. This next one is just a simple watercolor brush or a brush for anything. I forgot what brand this is, but it's just a paintbrush that you can fill up with water. If I can find the brand of it, I'll put it down below in the description box, but I really do like this. Although the bristle I think I messed them up. And then the next two pens I'm going to show you guys are all both from Faber-Castell. I think that's how you say it. But I used to use micron pens. They were my go-to until I found Faber-Castell, which actually I used these first before I used microns and I didn't like them. And then I went microns and I liked microns for a little while, and then I went back to Faber-Castell. So now these two are my favorite. And they're in the small and the extra small sizes. So I use these to do line work, and so I can do very minimal line work, and they work perfectly. So yeah, these are like my favorite go-to pens and pencils and like paintbrush. Next up we have like general items that I really think you guys should definitely have if you're just starting out in watercolor. The first thing is just a simple rag. That's one is super dirty obviously, but I don't know when I'm gonna wash it. So yeah, I just use that rag to wipe off my paintbrushes after use, so they're definitely helpful. You can either use that or like a tissue paper. Obviously an eraser, I use the high polymer one. I really love it. It's absolutely amazing. And then 2 artist tapes. The white brand I really like. I don't know which brand that is, but it sticks down the most. The green one, I don't really like it that much. It doesn't stick well, but they're perfect to just hold down your watercolor paper so you don't have it warping. And this is my pride and joy. You definitely need it if you want to like cut your paper in half without using scissors. Like, they're absolutely amazing. They're paper benders, so I just use it and put it on the edge of my paper after I fold it, and then I end up cutting the paper just how I want it. So I definitely recommend that little paper bender if you want to work with smaller paper or bigger paper. And then next up are the watercolor paints I use the majority of the time I ever paint. This one is like my favorite color in the universe. It's the most perfect red to me, and it's called Permanent Alizarin Crimson. I don't think I said that right, but it's my absolute favorite. It's from the brand Homebuying, one of them. I absolutely love it. So I always keep that big tube so I can just refill it up whenever I want to. And then these are like my favorite ever. These are like gold watercolor paints, and these are the paints that I use in all of my pieces so they can get like that shiny effect. They're perfect for adding accents to your pieces, and as you can see, the silver and that goldish one are my absolute favorites out of this palette. Everyone loves this. Like, they always ask me, what's that little gold you have on? That's it. The Fine Tech Watercolor Gold Paint. And then this palette is from Primo Watercolors, I think. And it's the Complexion Palette. I really splurged on this. For me, this is for me. That's how much it is. It was $26, but I absolutely think it's worth it for how good the quality of these paints are. They're like absolutely amazing. They're so smooth, and the black is so pigmented. Like, it's more pigmented than the Holbein black I have. I absolutely love it. It's basically ink. That's how pigmented that black is. So I definitely recommend any watercolor palettes from them. The only one I've tried is this one, and based off this one, I think the rest will be absolutely amazing. I can't wait to buy any more. And that paper is just I can't even get it out. It's just how the colors look and how they dry. I really like them. This palette, I brought the palette tin and also the little watercolor caps so I can put my watercolor paints in, but this is just my colorful pan. So these are the most colors when I want to use like colors in my pieces. These are the colors I use the most instead of using my big watercolor palette, which is such a mess right now. So I just use this small tiny one, and it's perfect to just use on the go. I definitely recommend this if you want to like paint outside of your house, or if you want to paint like with a smaller palette. Definitely recommend that little palette. And these are the two watercolor brushes I'll use if I'm not using the other one that I showed you before. This brush here is like my absolute favorite brush. I absolutely think you should get it, and it's very cheap. It's the Master Touch brushes. That first one was the round brush, and then that second one is also a round brush, but it's like a bigger round brush. It's like the size 14. So yeah, I definitely recommend those two brushes. They're so soft in quality. And these are the paper that I use for my watercolor pieces. I use Arches and Canson. I also use Strathmore, but I forgot to show you guys that, but that's like my cheaper alternative when I don't have Canson or Arches on deck. So yeah, the Canson I like a little bit less than the Arches, and I only use hot press paper for right now. To me, I just love how smooth all my paints will look on it. For some, and I think for beginners, honestly, this would be very, very hard to paint on, so I definitely recommend cold press. It's kind of easier, but if you want like something a little bit more challenging, hot press paper is pretty awesome. And yeah, Arches is like my favorite brand of hot press paper, and that's the paper I use the most with my pieces. Canson is what I'll use with my commissions, which is still good quality paper, but not as expensive as Arches. Yeah, make sure you always have two options. And I'm just going to do this little time-lapse piece of this painting called Caila. Yeah, I just want to show you how I use all my favorite art supplies in this piece. It's so beautiful. I actually love painting her. But yeah, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have a Patreon, so if you definitely want to see more videos and more tutorials like these, I definitely suggest you go over there, because I will have some other tutorials, videos, story updates, treats, prints. I'll have a lot of stuff on there, so I definitely recommend becoming a patron of mine so you can receive other goodies that won't be available to anyone else. So yeah, just enjoy this little clip, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video of me showing you guys my favorite art supplies and you got anything from it. All of my links, including links to the original and prints to this piece, will be down below in the description box, so definitely click it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back next Saturday for a new video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.